Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Okay guys, the event dungeon is coming back. The last two times I've done this, it's been a big collaboration event. I think this time is going to be no different as well. So excited to see what they do. I've got some of the information, including new gear sets, new bosses to fight, new relics coming through, but I don't have the whole package yet. Pretty sure the last two times this has happened, we've had a free login legendary champ. We've had other legendaries that enter the pool that we're able to earn or find or whatever, kind of get hold of, but some of them are a bit pay to win. But anyway, there's different events that you can kind of like use to try and get some of the other ones that come out. So we're going to go through that in some detail in this video. It is my birthday today. I am not getting any younger. So actually looking back at some of my first videos that I did when I was covering Raid and my camera came on. Damn, my hair was a lot darker back then, guys. Oh, save me. Anyway, before we get into all the info, just want to call out, we are into the last couple of days, actually, of the Wave 2 of the GODFORGE Alpha right now. And I actually just beat Fafnir stage 151 for the first time in this wave. You can sign up to the wave, which is coming in on the 3rd of September. You can sign up right now and be involved. It's going to be our competition wave. So for wave 2, I've literally just hit the GODFORGE leaderboards in 38th position. You can see a bunch of people have done a lot more work than I have. But yeah, wave 2, I'm coming in at 38th right now. And if you become a top 5 player for wave 3, then you will actually be offered to be flown out to Vegas. You'll have your team immortalized against Fafnir on a diorama. You'll be in-game. If you're a top 1,000 player, you're going to be in-game on the Hall of Heroes. Plus, one person who participates in the Alpha at all will actually just be flown out to Vegas as part of the crew, even if they're not in that top 5, just as like a lucky dip. So there's a bunch of rewards. Also, when we go live with the game, there will be a bunch of rewards that come through for Alpha players. So you can actually come to fateless.gg, sign up for the beta waitlist. That will also get you into Alpha 3. And yeah, we'd love to have you along for the ride. People are playing right now on PC, Mac, Android, and iOS. So basically all devices, cross-platform, testing the game, giving us loads of valuable feedback as we kind of like push towards the last stage of Alpha. And obviously further on than that as well. So really exciting. It's been super fun, actually. Really great to get loads of players' feedback. So come and get involved if you want to see what we've been up to in the last 2 years, basically. Okay, let's get on to talk about the event information then. So we don't have the full package. We've got the boss skills. So they say here, the event dungeon is back with a brand new badass boss. It's going to be a Void legendary from Shadowkin. I'll show you this skill set better in a second. It's going to be only available for a limited time. There'll be the normal sort of 30 stages with better rewards as you go. There won't be waves straight into bosses. It's like we know with the event dungeon, and you need to be at least level 6. So it's going to come in. Oh, wow, literally tomorrow. It's dropping tomorrow. Damn. Okay. And the boss then, let's see what we've got to face. So it's a Void legendary from the Shadowkin. Probably as part of this big collaboration. We don't know who that is yet. I've seen a couple of, I guess, either leaks or just jokes. I don't know. We've not been told for sure what the hell's going on. But let's have a look here. So it's an HP-based Void legendary from Shadowkin. No doubt we will be able to pick this champ up once we get going. So the A1 here, attacks an enemy 3 times. The second and third hits of this skill will ignore defense. The second and third hits of this skill will deal more crit damage as well. So got a triple hit, which hurts. The A2 then attacks all enemies 2 times. Each crit destroys the enemy's defense, stacking up to 30. So this is something that Newt does right now. Each crit also increases this champion's max HP up to 30%. So if you're hitting a wave of like 4 or 5 enemies, you're going to be stacking that up fast to just get basically 30% more HP and reduce the enemy's defense. And it's an HP based dude, so That's where the damage is coming from. Normally with HP based dudes, they don't hit very hard unless they've got some sort of weird way of doing damage. So we'll see if this is the same or if they've learned from that. Each hit has a 75, books up to 100% chance of placing leech. This debuff cannot be resisted if the champion's under Veil or Perfect Veil. So a hitter that boosts their damage and HP, reduces the enemy's defense, and is irresistible if they're under Veil or Perfect Veil. We've then got attacks all enemies before attacking, steals all buffs from a single target, cannot be resisted if you're under Veil or Perfect Veil, feels this champion's turn meter by 15% for each buff stolen away. It's on a 6 turn, books to 4. Does ignore 15% of the enemy's defense, as well as ignoring shield and block damage. And if the champion's under Veil or Perfect Veil, will ignore 30% defense. So it feels like a straight damage dealer, really. One debuff that doesn't need accuracy, so it's not really part of the kit. And it's a leech, so it's kind of like an okay debuff, but not really one that's super impactful. We've then got passive going off here. So decreases all incoming damage by 30%. This damage is split equally amongst all allies except this champion. So it's basically got an inbuilt ally protect, but pushing the protection to others instead of taking the protection themselves. Increases this champion's damage dealt by 15% for each dead ally as well. And then the active effect, which is on a 1-turn cooldown, whenever this champion loses 20% of their max HP in one attack, has a 100% chance to evade the next attack. When this guaranteed evade effect activates, places a Perfect Veil on this champion for 2 turns, and has a 50% chance of placing a True Fear on all enemies for a turn. True Fear cannot be resisted, so no accuracy required for that either. So basically, if you take a whack, you're not going to take the next one. So I wonder if Newt is coming at them with a triple hit. Does that count as 1 attack, or is that 3 attacks? It's probably 1 attack, so that would mean the next thing that comes does no damage. We've got an HP in all battles aura as well. I mean, sounds like quite an interesting damage dealer, for sure. Doesn't sound like Giga broken, but again, we don't know how much base HP he's got. We don't know how good the multipliers are, any of that stuff yet. I'd imagine they'd be pretty good for a Void Lego, so we shall see. Let's have a look at what else we've got going on here. So a new gear set coming in. So you will not be farming the... and this might... I don't know how people are going to feel about this, honestly, because we cannot get... What's the set called again? Pinpoint. We cannot get Pinpoint anywhere else right now. And Pinpoint's a great set, okay? It's hard to get decent sets of it. It's a great, like, filler set, which is why people really liked the event dungeon before. So I wonder if they're going to spread that somewhere else, because they're bringing a brand new set in for this one. Yeah, I mean, again, let's have a look. So raiding the event dungeon, you would get some nice rewards, and it's another one of these 9-piece sets. So for 1 piece, you get HP. For 2, you get some resistance. 3rd piece gives you some speed. 4th piece starts the round with immutable stack. We'll find out what that means in a sec. Then more HP, then 2 stacks of immutable, resistance, speed, and then 3 stacks. Okay, so let's see what this does. The new gear set introduces a brand new effect, immutable buff, so it's a buff. It will reduce the effectiveness of any attempt to increase a skill's cooldown on a champion. So if you've got someone like a Warlord coming at you, or a Yumiko, or any of those, it's reducing the effectiveness of the attempt to reduce the cooldown. So let's have a look. A champion can receive multiple stacks. Each immutable stack will reduce the effectiveness of any attempt to increase a skill's cooldown. For example, if a skill specifies that it can increase a skill's cooldown by 3 turns, an immutable stack will reduce that to 2 turns. So if you've got 3 stacks on and Yumiko comes at you, she's actually not going to put any skills on cooldown. Warlord, if you've got a skill that's got... actually, Warlord puts it on full cooldown. So I guess if you've got a skill that's got like a 5-turn cooldown, it would go to 2. Interesting. So it's fairly PvP focused, I would say. It's pretty much a PvP set. There's not many situations where this happens in PvE content. You do get a bit of this going on in Doom Tower. So you've got the one boss there, the Drake that can do it, but otherwise not really. So I don't know, PvP set coming from the event dungeon. I guess the previous set was also a PvP set in essence, so it makes a bit of sense that they tried to carry that on. But yeah, mutable set. It's pretty interesting, definitely. Definitely interesting. It's very specific. Very specific. Okay, we've also got a bunch of new relics. So 8 new relics that can be earned. 2 mythicals, 2 legendaries, 2 epics, and 2 rares. Let's go through these. So the 2 rares, we've got Thunderous Circlet, giving us HP and defense as the main 2 stats. Where it has a 20% chance of placing a continuous heal on themselves for 1 turn after losing some HP. Okay, it's not bad, I suppose. And then the Jaws of Hatred. When attacked, where it has a 10% chance of increasing their defense by 10% until the end of next turn. Again, obviously it books up to high levels. They're rare ones, they're not great. So for the epics then, which will probably be the core of what we end up with, right? Or certainly the core of what we end up trying to use. So the first 2 stats, accuracy and HP. I don't really count the third stats. It's so hard to get anyone activating this unless you've got crazy amounts of relics to burn. Whereas turn meter increases by 10%, up to 20 if it was max, but call it like 16. Whenever an ally receives a stun, sleep, fear, true fear, occurs once per turn. So you get more accuracy, and then if you get crowd controlled, you get a turn meter boost. It's not bad. The second one here, Saint Xavier's Tribute. It's very mysterious, very ninja-like. So Wearer has a 15% chance of placing a veil on themselves for 1 turn at the end of their turn. The chance increases by 5% for each 15% HP lost. This sounds like it's literally made for the boss. I wonder if the boss is going to be wearing this. So giving himself a veil, the chance increases as you lose HP. He's an HP-based dude. Don't know. Anyway, so 15% goes up to 30% chance of placing a veil on themselves for a turn at the end of their turn. Again, pretty niche, but not terrible. Legendary. The last laugh here. This amulet. So the wearer has a 30% chance to activate a delay effect when receiving fatal damage. And that can go up to a 100% chance. Does it tell us what that means? A delay effect. So nothing that I know does this already, but I might be wrong. So does that mean you get 1 more turn and before you die? I'm not sure really. So before you're going to die, there's some sort of delay to that, which I guess means you get another go, but I could be wrong. Not sure. The Mask of Disquiet here. You get resistance and defense, speed if you have it maxed. The wearer's got, again, goes up to a 100% chance of activating an instant turn effect on themselves after returning from sheep. That's actually very cool. Again, very PvP focused, but actually pretty damn cool. I like that. Right, the mythical ones. I don't think I have any mythical relics at this moment in time. I don't think so. No. So at this point, I've got none. I've got some that I could try and craft, but I don't have any at this point. So they're extremely hard to get, extremely rare. So the Stars of Jinang gives you a lot of resistance and HP. Whenever an enemy's turn meter is increased, the wearer increases their own turn meter by 10% of the enemy's turn meter increase. And that goes from 10 to, 40, 50. So if someone gets a 30% turn meter increase and you max this out, you would get a 15% turn meter increase. Okay. And then the last one here, Zibia's Servitude. Just thinking of that. Does that sound great? Any turn meter boost when it's not on your go, I guess, is good. But if you don't max this out, so let's say you only get it to level 2, 3. Let's say you get it to 3. You're getting a 20% of the enemies. So if Arbiter goes and gives you that boost, you're getting a 1/5 of that, which is like what? Like a 6% turn meter boost? Is that right? Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Like, that seems like it's kind of weak. It's probably one of these ones where I'm like, nah, it's kind of weak, and then it turns out to be giga strong. So we'll find out. What's under here? Oh yeah, just a name. Okay, Zibia's Servitude. We've got defense and HP on this one. Enemies cannot land crits on the wearer if the wearer's HP is below 15%. Interesting. And that can go up to 40%. So that becomes extremely difficult to kill someone who's really tanky. Obviously, it's a tanky type of build. Okay. I mean, that is all I've got. That's all I've got. So expect more info come in real soon. Interesting. I like these type of collaborations. They're always good fun. I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon.